Hello.
Yo.
Welcome back to another geography reaction. Yes, we're going straight down to South America, straight down to Brazil.
The States.
Oh, baby.
Estadios.
Estadios
That's Spanish, though, I think.
Brazil. Do it in Portuguese.
I don't know Portuguese.
Say it in Portuguese.
Estadios de Brazil. I'm just hoping it's the same.
Yeah, so after our last Brazil reaction, you guys seem to want Brazil states. Just another follow-up geography now to the Brazil videos. So it's gonna get a little more in-depth. Some people said there was some more food stuff about this one. I love me some food. And I don't know much about Brazilian food, so.
No, I don't either.
So we gotta figure it out. We gotta know what to get before we go. Oh. So let's just check this out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to let us know what other videos you want to see from Brazil or another country. Subscribe, like the video, and let's jump right in. To Brazil, right into the ocean. And climb up a mountain.
And get killed by Sharky.
Yes, I love sharks.
Hey everybody, so you know this week is going to have to be a filler week. This is a video that I promised to do a long time ago, but I never had time until now. Explaining the states of Brazil. I checked the demographics, and Brazil is one of the top 15 countries subscribed to my channel. Now, full disclosure, I am not Brazilian. I have never even been to Brazil. I would absolutely love to go. So what I've done is I have talked to a lot of you guys, the Brazilian geography peeps, to help me with this video. And I know a few Brazilian people here in LA. I asked you guys to explain what you thought about each of the states of Brazil. So if I get anything wrong, it's your fault. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Acre. There's a joke. Acre doesn't exist, and there's probably dinosaurs in it. Very few people in Brazil have actually been to Acre, let alone met somebody from Acre. I actually did meet two people from Acre here in Los Angeles. They were two gay guys that were gay for each other, but the point was, more importantly, they were from Acre. The first thing they said was, we do exist, and like half the population lives in the capital, Rio Branco, or Rio Branco. They are famous for, what do I have here? Ancient geoglyphs, having a historic dispute with Bolivia. And the two guys I met said the two things I have to mention are Takaca and the strange Santo Daime religious community known for ingesting the hallucinogenic ayahuasca drink. We're off to a great start, aren't we?
Ayahuasca. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of that. It's like, yeah, it's just a hallucinogen people do down there, I think. We should do it!
Yeah!
Smallest state, and apparently sometimes they are called the water paradise because they are surrounded by the largest barrier reef in Brazil. It has incredibly shallow waters that you can walk like a kilometer off into the ocean and you're still only gonna be like knee deep. They're also popular for fandango music, the Warrior Festival, which is a public folk display that depicts naval battles. Amapa. In colonial years, this place was called Portuguese Guiana. It's kind of like the most well-preserved forest state in Brazil. The vast majority of the population only lives in two cities, Macapa and Santana, and the rest of the state is just covered like 90% in forest.
It would be crazy just to like hike through that forest, how thick it is.
Yeah, that looks, and it would be like dark.
Yeah, just to like experience like all the biodiversity in there. It'd be really cool.
70% of which is unexplored. Let's see what I have here. Because it's close to the border
maybe
of
not.
French
That sounds scary now.
a French Creole called La Patua. Amazonas, the largest state of Brazil. They hold the largest territory of the world's largest rainforest and the most biodiverse region on the planet. Also, obviously, it has the largest number of indigenous tribes, many of which are still uncontacted with the outside world.
We should go try to find one.
And then they spear us in the heart.
Yeah. Manaus is the capital. They have a cool opera festival. From what I was told, this is kind of like the place where people go to for like secret undocumented trips into the rainforest that they pay the locals under the table for. Nobody can hear you scream. Bahia. From what I was told.
That would be kind of freaky.
No, I don't know if I like that.
Just take a canoe through this thick rainforest.
And then like some large unknown freshwater shark eats the entire boat.
Yeah, imagine the stuff that's out there that has never been discovered.
Yeah.
Then you could get attacked by like whatever's out there, like smugglers, like I don't know if like drug cartel hang out there, because I know in like that Panama place, that's where they hang out. And then tribes could attack you.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
there's so much stuff that can kill you.
Despite the reports of crime, everyone still loves this state. And it plays like such a huge significant role of importance in terms of culture and history. It has the longest coast of any state, so the beaches here are like spot on, beautiful, perfect. It also has like the most distinctive African imprint on their culture, as it was a major hub for the slave trade. Today they have the largest black population in Brazil. World-renowned cultural traits like capoeira and samba were born here. I don't even really have to explain what those are. And they have those really cool deep-fried aracajé things. Let's see what else.
What is in that? Is it like pork?
It might be, yeah.
That looks super good. Oh my gosh.
Deep fried.
Oh, if that's that. They have these things at, it's like an Italian thing, so we might be able to get it when we go to Italy. They're called arancini. They're amazing. They're amazing. It's like fried risotto balls. But yeah, it's kind of what they look like, but inside it's like the risotto instead of pork or whatever that is.
Oh, we're Americans. We like deep fried things.
I like fried stuff. That looks like, oh, I just popped those balls like crazy.
Really cool deep fried aracajé.
What's in them?
Let's see what else. Salvador is the capital and largest city. It has a cool looking fortress on the sea off the coast. Cool. And I was told that Bahia's Carnival is like the cool Carnival that the Brazilians go to when they're sick and tired of all the tourists down in Rio. Ceará. This is like the family vacation spot of Brazil. The capital Fortaleza is the fourth largest city in Brazil. They are the kite surfing capital. They have that.
Skyscrapers like crazy.
Jericoacoara.
Ooh, look at that. Little hammocks in the water. You just chill out.
They have that Jericoacoara beach thing with all the cool, like, rock arches.
Oh,
the coconuts are so cheap, you can literally have a guy cut one open for you to drink for like 20 cents. Ooh. Yeah, coconut water is like my favorite non-alcoholic drink, so this place racks up huge points for me. Espírito Santo. Weird fact, the state's name translates to Holy Spirit, but the people here call themselves Capixaba, which means corn hair. Kind of like how Wisconsin people are called cheeseheads. Anyway, the capital is Vitória, and another thing that they're famous for is Guarapari's healing black sand beaches, and they also make great seafood stews. Goiás. This is a central Brazilian state, so here you get the farm and the countryside and the ranches. Very hot and humid. Some of you guys have told me that Goiás is kind of seen as like the capital's bodyguard. Like they work together and they share all the government secrets. Kind of like what Maryland and Virginia are to Washington, D.C. Let's see. Goiânia is the capital, known for having the largest green area per inhabitant in the world after Edmonton, Canada. But yeah, it's like an agriculturist, low-key, access to the government files state. Maranhão. This is like the state I personally would really love to visit. The one thing this state is known for is the Maranhenses National Park. It is one of the strangest landscapes on the planet.
We have to go there. That'd be so cool.
Otherwise, São Luís is the capital, and it is the city that most closely resembles a Portuguese city in Brazil. But yeah, wow. Maranhão. Mato Grosso. It is the farm and beef capital of Brazil. Very sparsely populated. The capital, Cuiabá, only has about 500,000 people. The largest sandstone cavern can be found.
You know, bigger than the biggest city in our state.
Yeah, I guess that's true. We're like, oh, so many big cities, but we have like, most states have like a ton of skyscrapers in at least one city. Yeah. In the U.S.
I mean, a lot of Midwest cities like Nebraska, like Minneapolis actually has a lot for its size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it does. It's like top 20, top 15 actually, I think.
The biggest, like in the Midwest, like Topeka, Oklahoma City, they have like a few, not even close to how many Minneapolis has.
Yeah.
They just have like tons of apartment buildings down here.
The world's largest wetland. And apparently you guys told me they are also famous for Brazilian country music known as sertanejo, which brings us to Mato Grosso do Sul. Geography Flora told me that they're kind of sick and tired of being mixed up with Mato Grosso, so whenever someone refers to the state, they make sure that they say do Sul after. The capital is Campo Grande, however, Bonito is like the more popular tourist destination because they have like crystal clear pools and lakes and rivers. I was told that their culture is very heavily influenced by Paraguay, and like Paraguay, the Guarani language is the second most commonly spoken language in the state, and the people here love crossing the border and buying stuff in Paraguay because everything there is way cheaper. They also love drinking tereré, which is like a cold version of chimarrão. Oh my gosh, the Portuguese language, like Portuguese is like the Danish of the Latin languages. Like you pronounce the first part of the word, but then you just kind of give up on the rest of it. Chimarrão. Anyway, moving on. Minas Gerais. Geography Sergio told me that Minas Gerais is like the grandma's
Cat and window.
Cat? Cute.
House of Brazil. It's probably like the only state that all the other states love. And the reason being because it's kind of like one of, if not the most foodie state of all the states. Every single one of you has told me that Minas Gerais, I have to mention the cheese bread. Pão de queijo. Did I get that? No, I did not.
Oh my gosh, that looks...
beans and feijoada.
I don't know about that one.
Also,
the cheese bread, holy, I would eat.
I don't really have anything like that here.
I don't know. We just, everything for us is just like greasy and fried, baby.
Yeah.
We didn't have delicious breads like that.
Whack.
That looks so good.
Surprise, as the name alludes to, Minas. This place has some of the most historically significant mines in the country. The Portuguese got a ton of gold from here, which was subsequently stolen by the British apparently, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, moving on.
Sounds like the usual.
The queen of the jungle. The second largest state in the country, the capital, Belém. According to Geography Ariel, it's like the special strategic gateway to the Amazon that the Portuguese protected. They are a huge producer of rubber, iron, and acai berries. The northerners eat acai salty, while the southerners eat it with ice cream. They are also famous for brega music, and lots of dams were built here to power the entire country. Also, it is here where they grow the most Brazil nuts, which, by the way, in Brazil, they call Brazil nuts para nuts. Because Paraíba. Quite a few of you guys have told me that this is like the calm state of Brazil. It's like the perfect place to retire. Apparently, the capital, João Pessoa, is located on the easternmost point of the American continent, known as Ponta dos Seixas. Also, it was a former Dutch settlement, and for 20 years it was known as Fredrikstad, Paraná. So many of you guys have told me Paraná is known as Brazilian Russia. It's the coldest spot in Brazil, and apparently a lot of weird things happen here. The capital, Curitiba, it snows every so often, which is rare for Brazil. Geography Isabel told me that they are like the quiet ones that take time to warm up to if they don't know you. They call sausages vina, and they actually have a law where there are no Starbucks because they want to protect their own coffee industry. Okay. Pernambuco. According to Geography Olavo, people from Pernambuco are very artsy, and one of the most recent and successful artistic movements came from here. The Mangue beat. Also, great musicians like Zé Ramalho came from here. And don't forget the dish bolo de rolo. It's very delicious.
What is it?
Cool. And
what the heck? What is in it? That looks super good. It looks like a cinnamon.
Bolo de rolo.
Oh, what's in that? I wonder if it'd be cold or warm.
Yeah. It looks like it's not cooked yet. No. Like they're about to put it in the oven or something. What is that? Ooh, I just want to bite into it.
It's very delicious. Cool. And they're also known for having beaches with sharks. They are known also for a traditional dance called the frevo. And the first synagogue in the Americas was built in the capital, Recife. I don't get it. There's an R, but why is it pronounced like an H? Piauí. Kind of funny. It's like they just barely grabbed a stretch of coast on the north, but their capital, Teresina, is actually built inland. And yeah, I was told that this is kind of like the poorest state of Brazil. But they know how to adapt pretty well. I was told this state is kind of like the underdog state, which is why every so often people like this, Whindersson Nunes, the most famous Brazilian YouTuber, came out of it. Otherwise, they are known for the Serra da Capivara Park, which has extremely old rock paintings. Piauí. Rio de Janeiro. I feel like I don't even really have to say that much. You all know this place. All the iconic images and landmarks of Brazilian culture and media come from this place. You know, the Christ the Redeemer statue, Copacabana Beach, Sugarloaf Mountain, the works. It's kind of like the Los Angeles of Brazil, you know, like kind of like the shiny spokesperson and ambassador that all the tourists flock to. I mean, for the longest time, they were the capital of Brazil. However, keep in mind, you're thinking of the city of Rio de Janeiro. Remember, there's a whole state that comes with it. Not a really big one, but there is a state. You know, there's other cities like Nova Iguaçu, Petrópolis, and this place, Campos dos Goitacazes. And each of these cities has like their own cool little quirk, but however, yeah, Rio, the city is more of like the flashy hotspot. Yeah. Rio Grande do Norte, the Christmas state. The capital is even called Natal, the word for Christmas. And every Christmas they go all out and have a huge party, and it's like a big deal for them. According to NASA, this place has the purest air in all of the Americas.
Whoa, really? I guess by the rainforest. It's also the world's largest cashew tree, estimated to be somewhere around 8,400 square meters. They also host Carnatal. It's like one of the biggest off-season carnival celebrations. Woohoo!
Rio Grande do Sul, the southernmost state. Capital, Porto Alegre. Now, I've met quite a few people from this specific state from Brazil. People here are known as gauchos, similar to Argentina and Uruguay. This is like the whitest state of Brazil. They have a huge, distinct German and Italian population. They have their own accent, cuisine. They're very famous for their barbecue. There's a lot of history here. At one point, they tried to secede in the Ragamuffin War, right? I think that's what it was called. Or the Farroupilha Revolution. Then they had a war with like all their neighbors, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. Paraguay for some reason. It's crazy. These people did a lot of fighting. But yeah, they're very distinct from the rest of Brazil. A lot of the people here actually still speak their mother tongues like German, Italian, and Polish. They have Oktoberfests. The southern part of Brazil. It's very different.
So interesting.
Rondônia. The capital is Porto Velho. I was told this is like the Wild West of Brazil. It's like the frontier between the humid Amazon and the dry Cerrado. A huge portion of the state is native territory belonging to 21 indigenous people groups, one of which only has about 5 members left. Unfortunately, it's also kind of known as the state with the worst deforestation rates. A lot of the land is cleared for agriculture. But yeah, it's like Acre's twin, you know, shrouded in mystery. Nobody knows anything about it. What's going on? What are you hiding? Rondônia. Roraima, the northernmost state. And the capital, Boa Vista, is the only capital that is north of the equator. This place is famous for the tri-point border.
The streets in that city look crazy.
Guyana and Venezuela.
It's fun to drive.
Mount Roraima.
I want to go there too.
Flat-top mountain that was the inspiration for the movie Up. And apparently a lot of people are now paying attention to this state because a lot of Venezuelans are crossing the border because, you know, they're trying to escape the economic hardships implemented by the harsh Maduro regime. But yeah, basically, think of the movie Up with a wave of
we have to get balloons
immigrants coming in.
And then we can be one of the few people to get on top of it.
We can be like, whee! And then we have to really quickly start popping them so we don't fly into the atmosphere and fall and die.
Or you could just scissor.
Yeah, and then yeah, you have to have very good timing.
Yeah.
It's true though. It's kind of true. Santa Catarina. The capital, Florianopolis, is actually on an island off the coast. According to Geography Eduardo, it's kind of like a place that fuses urban and nature together. The people here are famous for being interesting fishers. Apparently, in the town of Laguna, the fishermen have made a strange alliance with the dolphins, in which the dolphins help them catch fish, and the fishermen give the dolphins the leftovers as payment.
I want to pet dolphins.
Basically, if you want to meet people that can talk to dolphins, go to Santa Catarina.
I can talk to dolphins.
Paulo. This is basically the New York of Brazil.
Chambers.
Sao Paulo is nicknamed the locomotive of Brazil, and it is like the working machine that keeps Brazil afloat. It is the most populous state with over 45 million people. It has the largest economy and is by far the richest state. It alone is richer than all of Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia put together. Sao Paulo is the largest city, obviously. It's the 9th largest in the world and the 2nd largest in the Americas after Mexico City. It's incredibly diverse. Italians, Greeks, Arabs. It has the largest Japanese population outside of Japan. But what is Sao Paulo really like? Well, according to you guys, the Brazilian geograpeeps, I've gotten everything from Sao Paulo has great nightclubs. The people are thick-headed and snobbish. They are sophisticated. They are smart, but like in a crazy way. They are cool people, but be careful around them. I don't even know what that means. Basically, Sao Paulo is the powerhouse of Brazil. Sergipe, the smallest state in Brazil. There's a stupid joke. Which Brazilian state wants to be a Jeep? Sergipe, because, you know, in Portuguese, ser means be, and Jeep is how you pronounce it. Yeah. Anyway, this place actually has some pretty cool, quirky things. According to Geography, Rusty, I was surprised at this. It doesn't sound like a Brazilian name, but cool. They have the statues from traditional folklore on the river with a huge crab statue as well because they love eating crabs. They have that strange Lambe Sujos and Caboclinos festival where people paint themselves black. It's often said that Sergipe is like Bahia's backyard. Tocantins, which means the toucan's beak in the native Tupi language. This is the newest state that broke off from Goiás in 1988, I think? Yeah. The state is famous for the Jalapão National Park. It was portrayed in a recent telenovela from Globo TV called O Outro Lado do Paraíso, the other side of paradise. Otherwise, they are also really tied in with their indigenous population. They even hosted the Indigenous World Games in 2015.
Be so good at shooting that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, toucan's beak. Woohoo! And finally, we reach the capital, Brasilia. Now, literally every Brazilian I talk to, when I ask them to explain what they think about the capital, they all do the same thing. They all just kind of go like, Now, just like many countries across the world,
Interesting.
the capital
Oh,
can sometimes
yeah.
be seen as a source of problems. No shocker, that kind of applies to Brazil as well. Basically, the city was built in the 50s and inaugurated in the 60s as the new capital of Brazil as a means to kind of centralize the
Just
government.
a rectangle.
It was
Yeah.
built in the shape of an airplane or bird. It's kind
the-
of up
Whoa.
for dispute. And people from all over just started moving in, and it's a new city. It was built specifically to become the new capital. It has the second largest soccer, football stadium in the country. And yeah, this is just kind of like where the stuff gets done.
They
And
just have like up bowl, down bowl.
Yeah, so then if you want to eat cereal, you can eat it that way, or if you want to trap a spider, you can do
Yeah,
that.
perfect.
so yeah, that is just about it. I tried my best. I tried to relay what you guys told me, and I hope I did Brazil justice. No matter how much I try, though, I'm pretty much never going to recover from that Ronaldo mistake.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Obrigado, and hope you have a good one. See you then. Bye.
How could he do that?
How could he? I was very confused.
Yeah, I was like, Ronaldo, what the? How dare he? How dare you? Anyways, that was cool. We learned even more about Brazil,
Yeah.
like very specific stuff.
Very diverse.
And now I want to eat that cheese bread and whatever was inside of that fried ball. I want to eat it right now. And that bread that looked like a ho-ho, but it was like...
Yeah, like a Twinkie type thing,
Yeah.
cinnamon roll. That's all we took away from the video. Those three foods.
Food.
Just kidding.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool places that we need to go to.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Brazil.
We need to pay somebody to bring us into the Amazon so we can go in there alone with
That
a canoe.
Be scary.
Would we survive?
We'd be like, we'd think something's like harmless, like a little frogger, and then it would, then we'd get poisoned. It was a poison dart frog, or like it would be like, some bird. We're like, oh, we like birds. It comes,
Yeah.
and then it starts pecking our eyeballs out.
It'd open its mouth and it'd have a bunch of teeth and it'd be like, oh!
No, it'd open it, and it would be like, oh hey, woo, and then teeth would just come out, just.
Bite your finger off.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to sew you up with some like leaves and sap and then start it on fire so it sears it.
Sears it, yeah, like welding.
Then you'd have a nub finger. Yeah.
And then I would ram it into an eyeball of a puma that would try to attack us.
This would be really fun. We should do this for an adventure. Then we can live stream all of it.
Yeah, with our good internet in the Amazon.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the reaction, make sure to subscribe, like the video, let us know what else you want to see from Brazil, another country, whatever you want in the comments below. See you later. Bye.